Hello, here are my unvarnished thoughts on homelessness. So, I'm currently homeless. I've been homeless for a little more than 2 months. And I'm staying in a shelter here in Taos. And I think I said long ago that this would not happen again. I would not be homeless again. But lo and behold, here I am. Take that as you will. If you want to judge me, go ahead. If you want to just say, oh yeah, I knew that, go ahead. That's not necessarily judgment, but whatever you want to say or think, that's fine. I forget exactly what I said in my previous videos about how I won't be homeless again, but yeah. Anyway, that's the basic skinny. That's the deal. I'm homeless again. However, my homelessness at this time does look a little bit different because I'm kind of paying my way in a way, and I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to right now. But suffice it to say, if you want to say I'm a liar and a cheat, because I'm constantly afraid of being attacked, constantly. In fact, I think that is one of my major hang-ups in my progression is my deep, strong-willed denial of my fear of attack from other people. I have not worked out whether that's a deeper fear than my fear of death, because I think they're kind of like related, but it's, suffice it to say, a very, very deep, big fear. So what I want to say is that homelessness is bad, okay? But more than that, I think it's interesting, like the whole discussion, the whole debate on homelessness at this time. A lot of people are becoming homeless. It's like trendy, to be homeless. And I'm sorry to always refer to what AJ says, but I happen to think he's the most, if not one of the most, loving people on earth. And moral people, honest people, loving, moral, and honest. And he says we ought to take care of everybody as long as everybody's willing to work and participate. And I think that's great. But the implication of that is that people who don't want to work ought not be taken care of. We should not take care of them. Okay? Unless you're a child, like really young, and you can't take care of yourself. So that's a very interesting statement, turns out. If you want to work, let's go ahead and give you, access to clean water, a nice little basic shelter, and, some decent food. And anything beyond that, you can kind of attract for yourself. Things you specifically want. God's universe is designed to help you get those things, okay? But let's give everyone the basics. Let's give everyone health care that wants to work, But if you don't want to work, you don't get those things. So what does that mean? Well, I find the implications, again, of that statement quite profound. It means that if you don't want to work, you don't get taken care of. And I feel like I've said that for the second or third time already, but that's the glaring implication that I think people don't want to deal with. So I guess this is leading on to what I really want to say, which is, why are we taking care of homeless people? Why? And people, I believe, generally feel, they think, well, I can't just let them die. That's basically the that's it right there. What, you just want to let them die? So you'll just walk by somebody in a bad situation and you're just gonna say to them, F you, mother effer, I don't care about you. why don't you just die? Because that's what everyone thinks is being said when you say, I don't want to take care of a homeless person, you know? And I've said in a video, I think, I forget exactly, again, what I said, but it's something to the effect of, and it doesn't matter what I said. What I feel right now is the best thing that you could do for a homeless person is talk to them and tell them the truth. Just like be their friend in a way. Like you don't have to be that. You don't have to go see them every day. I wouldn't make friends with a homeless person necessarily, but just be like engage with them. If they engage with you, engage with them. If someone's panhandling to you and they ask you a question, hey, can you help me out? Answer the question. Like I often answer the question and I say, I can, but I don't want to. You know, and people think that's harsh, but I don't think it's harsh. I think it's better than placating their addiction, which is to be, you know, given things for fucking free. Okay? First curse word. Now I feel bad. Anyway, so yeah, like be honest with them, you know? And people, I think it's guilt. The problem is like why people cannot find it sounds funny, but the reason why people cannot find it in their hearts to not help a homeless person, which might be better for them, like if you didn't help them, if you didn't give them money, if you didn't go on with the current bandwagon, which is throw money at people that don't spend money wisely. Throw money at people that don't want to work, don't want to contribute to society, have a whole host of problems, but we don't want them to die. You know, the answer is like, don't help them. That's the answer. And many of them will die. Many homeless people will die when you don't help them. But think of it this way. There are a lot of people that deserve more help than homeless people, a la, in other words, like, namely, people in other countries that make our shit. People in our other countries that make our stuff that we want, that we don't need, that we buy to keep up with the Joneses, to feel good about ourselves. And they are, by the way, they are working. Many of these people are working. Okay? I'm talking about people in Bangladesh, in India, in not so much African countries because their economy isn't so developed, but people that make our textiles, our fabrics, people in China that make, you know, our gadgets, people in Japan. Okay, they don't have it as bad as, you know, many people in China or these other countries I'm mentioning, but yeah, like people work freaking hard, like really hard, like barefoot and pregnant hard. Okay? And they're dying because of the horrible conditions. And we're not helping those people, okay? So we'll help the people in America who don't work and have this like mentality of just give it to me anyway, because fuck you. And I say that purposefully because a lot of homeless people have a big ass chip on their shoulder and they want things. They want things for free. They don't want to, you know, they got a lot of freaking problems. They have a lot of problems. You know, let's just say, and I don't think I'm judging them when I say that, you know, if you're homeless, you got a lot of freaking rage. Like I saw it last night. Somebody came and got some stuff. He broke the rules. He was in past 8:15 p.m. and he took some stuff. And the guy that was running the shelter said, "You're trespassing. You're not supposed to be here after 8. You know that. Leave." And he got into this horrible, frenzied, furious rage at the dude running the shelter. Now, everything that dude said was correct. And he was concise and he was to the point. And he wasn't actually frankly mean. or even rude, in my opinion. He told him frankly what that dude needed to hear, and that dude reacted very, very violently in return. He walked away, and the whole time he was walking away, I could hear him because I was outside. It was just curse after curse after curse, all kinds of sexual innuendo of like what that guy could do. And by the way, you can talk to my lawyer. I got a lawyer in Santa Fe, and you'll be hearing from them. And oh, you think you're all that, along with like a lot of, it was a curse laden, soliloquy basically as he was walking away, because he was very offended at at the boundary that was placed up. And that's another thing that homeless people don't like, is boundaries. And but that's probably a tangent. But getting back to the main point, we will help people that actually help us, that furnish us with the many times not that important things that we buy. These people that are willing to work all over the world for us, we don't help them and they die, but we feel guilty about the people that die around us because I'm not sure why. But that's the problem, is the guilt that we feel. Like if I say homeless people deserve less help than Bangladeshis making my t-shirt, then I can get pilloried. There goes again the deep-seated fear of attack from other people. It might just be verbal attack, but it might also be ostracization and extreme judgment, and that might lead to death. Speaking the truth to power leads to death, okay? If I tell people you're also like luxuriously guilty and you're not seeing things sensibly, you're throwing money at a problem the wrong way. Like, there should be homeless shelters for children above 5. What I think there should be is, if you're willing to work and you're temporarily displaced as far as having a shelter, like that's what happened with me. I'm willing to work. I'm working, and I was temporarily displaced, and I didn't really have a good place to shower, and so I went into this homeless shelter, and I wanted to pay my way, and I intend to donate. But truth be told, I am in a play right now, and I'm putting a lot of personal time into that play, and I feel like it's meaningful time, and I'm kind of offsetting the money that I want to donate to the shelter against this other thing that I'm doing for the community, which is I think very worthwhile and fruitful. So if you don't feel that way, that's fine too. So you can send your judgment my way, and that will make me upset, and I'll feel afraid, but I'll just I'll just rally through, or just addict my way through, do addictions to not feel the fear. That's probably what I'll do. But anyway, so that's the situation. If you wanted to know, there it came out. So I'm offsetting the work I'm doing in a local play against what I plan to donate to, pay my way. But basically the point is that temporary shelters aren't such a bad idea, but only charge people to stay in the shelter. That's what I'm saying. Have shelters, charge everyone who stays in the shelter. That's what I would suggest. So we don't need to get rid of all the shelters. But yeah, charge people. And if you're homeless and you don't have a place to sleep that's comfy and cozy and warm, and you don't have enough food to drink, or food to drink and water to eat, okay? If you don't have enough food to eat and water to drink, and you die, well, maybe that was your own doing. Okay? I said it to my YouTube audience, which is quite small. Um, the last thing I'll say is that we do have a responsibility. So there is, like, the guilt that you feel is, in fact, like there's some truth to it. I think some of the guilt is like luxurious or just like hiding. It's like a guilt on top of the guilt. Like I see people feeling guilty for a problem that they see, and they want to solve it by throwing money at the problem. And that doesn't help. It's just throwing money into a sinkhole. It's actually creating, like, that's the thing that's so horrible about it and messed up about it. You're actually fostering the problem. You think you're helping the problem by throwing money at it, and you're actually fostering it. You think you're solving it. No, you're fostering it. In other words, you took the problem, which was this big, and you just made it this big. And you think you're helping. That's terrible. Okay? So if you throw money at homeless people, you're fostering a problem, in my personal, humble, yet excellent opinion. All right? So disagree with me if you like. That's fine. You're allowed to disagree. But that's my personal opinion. And at the end of the day, if you pass by every day, if you pass by a homeless person and you feel a certain way about that, just passing by them, maybe you don't even interact with them, and you just pass by them and you feel a certain way and you don't like feeling how you feel, well, guess what? That's exactly what you should frickin' feel. That's exactly what you're supposed to feel. Start there. That's what did you just feel just then? What is that feeling that you just felt? Go into it. Pray about it. God, I just felt this way. I don't even know how to describe how I just felt, but I felt kind of bad for that dude, and I'm like, God, if I ever was in that situation, I would be fucking pissed at the world, and I'd be messed up, and I'm actually really also very afraid that would ever happen to me, that I'd ever become homeless, and that's why, I run all day making money and make sure, because I never want to be homeless. No, not me, never, can't, shouldn't, must not, won't do it. Like whatever you feel, talk about it, think about it, write about it, journal about it. That's important to feel. And I think those, there's going to be feelings underneath that. But it's like any problem that we see, if we just want to throw money at it, you're not necessarily helping. You might be fostering, you might be helping the problem to grow instead of helping to solve the problem. That's my message for today. So I think there were like 5 or 6 messages in this video, and I apologize once again for being not very good in my delivery, not very specific, but I think people got it, and I think the heart was there, and I think I basically said what I wanted to say. So we'll just leave it there, and that's all. Farewell.